without written authorization from Diamond Shamrock.
Here with the play-by-play and commentary are Channel 2's Ron Franklin and Craig Roberts.
Welcome to the Astrodome. Excitement here tonight, as I guess you could call this the Super Bowl of schoolboy football in the state of Texas, and that is indeed big. It's the Class 5A championship. The Wildcats of Lake Highlands and the Jack Yates Lions. 14-0 for the Wildcats and 13-1 for Yates, and two offenses that differ as much as any two ball clubs you could find anywhere.
Well, you can say that for sure. The Lake Highlands Wildcats have really made pay dirt all year long with the run. They run the strong stuff off tackle, off guard, whatever. And, of course, the Yates Lions, all the fans in Houston know, they air it out pretty good. They throw the ball like crazy.
When you got a Thomas Ledette, you have got to put the ball up, and he is an exceptional athlete. I think one of the keys in the ball game tonight, Greg, and that is depth. And everybody who's followed these two ball clubs this year, they say Jack Yates possibly has a slight edge in that department, and we'll find out as it brews on.
Well, it really does. Yates doesn't really have anyone who spends a great deal of time playing both ways. Lake Highlands has 4 kids who play both ways, and the cornerbacks better tape the ankles real tight tonight for Lake Highlands.
We'll be back with the opening kickoff of this, the 5A championship in the state of Texas, in just a moment. Right now, let's pause for this commercial message.
It's safe.
So we're just about set to go with the opening kickoff here tonight as Lake Highlands, the Wildcats, have won the toss, and they will receive to our right. Craig, one of the things that is very obvious right now, always for a state 5A championship ball game, a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of folks want to come see it. And this one tonight, I believe we're going to push around or upwards of 35,000 to the Astrodome for this, the final game of 1981. And about 16 weeks ago, a lot of folks wanted to be right here.
Yes, they did indeed. As we had mentioned at the outset, nearly 300 5A schools wanted to be here. And let's watch the kickoff as Moton will kick it away for the Yates Lions. Jefferson and Reddick deep for Lake Highlands.
Here's the kickoff. It's going to come down to the near sideline. It will go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So the Yates Lions will kick it all over again, and we'll get a new start in this, the 5A championship game of 1981.
We might mention at this point how these two teams got here. Lake Highlands out of District 13 5A, beating Plano 16-7. Then they knocked off John Tyler 17-14. They won that on a field goal with 10 seconds left in the game. Then they beat Temple, Grand Prairie, and Hereford. Out of District 25A, the Yates Lions beating Booker T. Washington, Madison, Aldine, and then last week in a wild one at Rice Stadium, beating San Antonio Churchill 40-31. 13-1 Yates, their only loss to Smiley, third game of the season. That was right here in the Astrodome. Lake Highlands 14-0.
Of course, the last Houston area team to win a state championship was Stratford 4 years ago. But this is the first club from HISD. Brooks has it teed up at the 35. It is Brooks kicking off, and we're underway. Coming down at the 20-yard line. Aaron Grant returns across the 35-yard line, and the Wildcats will scrimmage with good field position. This is the way they'll open offensively. Steve Hurst will open at quarterback, a senior, 165 pounds. He has thrown the ball 110 times this year, 53 completions, 775 yards. We told you off the top, they like to live by the run and not the pass. 5 touchdown passes for Hurst. Reddick, number 22, one of the setbacks. Jay Allen, number 33, is the other. Wing to the left side. First play from scrimmage. Pitch back comes to Reddick. Tries to get outside. Good defense by Yates. He's going to be knocked down at the 38-yard line. First man to come across and make the hits for Jack Yates High School is Ronald Davis, a 5'9", 160-pound senior. And let's call it a gain on the opening play of the night of 3 yards, second down and 7, completing that offensive lineup for Lake Highlands. The tight end is Ted Kopinska, number 87. The left tackle is Evan Gatewood, number 63. Danny Burgess is the left guard. Philip Carnegus is the center. Mark Graham is the right guard, and the right tackle is Tony Licio. Inside handoff, short yardage. Marker goes down to the far side of the field as Alvin Reddick is really greeted with some tough hits up front. Leading the way is Lawrence Kimball. Also on the hit for Jack Yates High School is number 67, Stephen Baker. As we check that 4-3 defense for the Yates Lions, offsides is the call against Yates. The down four, Felton Chevis, Stephen Baker, Eddie Gilmore, and Anthony Lee. The linebackers, Sebastian Harris, Kenneth Samuels, and the middle linebacker is Lawrence Kimball. He was one of those in on the tackle just now. Offsides, 5 yards is stepped off. And for Lake Highlands, it's going to be a second down, and Craig, they're going to have about 3 yards to pick up the first. Very quickly, the secondary, Ronald Davis, John Carroll Jr., Anthony Thomas, and Lemuel Mouton. So a few jitters tonight as we open the ball game. The kickoff that went out of bounds, 5 yards, stepped off against Jack Yates High School, and now offsides. Running play, right side, nothing doing. Again, it's Reddick, the ball carrier. First man to come across and make the hit is linebacker Sebastian Harris. He is a 212-pound senior.
Also in on the play, Ron, number 67, a guy that a lot of colleges are looking at, Steve Baker, playing the left defensive tackle, a senior going 256 pounds.
Lake Highlands with a third down at about 1.5 yards to pick up the first. 2 tight ends and a dead tee in the backfield, and the running play will come to the left side. They will have the initial first down of the night. Patrick Brooks, or check that, Eric Thomas. Eric Thompson is there to make the tackle, and the initial first down of the night as the ball has been placed down just across the 47-yard line.
Reddick, the young man who's carried a couple of times already, has rushed for over 1,400 yards and has scored 23 touchdowns this year for the Wildcats.
Aaron Grant is the man who picked up the first down for Lake Highlands. Again, Craig, it is 2 tight ends and a dead tee in the backfield, and Alvin Reddick straight up the middle will take it across the midfield stripe. Lawrence Kimball, the 205-pound senior who occupies at middle linebacking spot, is there to make the tackle. Alvin Reddick with some super credentials coming into this one. 23 touchdowns of the year, 1,405 yards.
He likes to work around Mark Graham, the right guard for the Wildcats. Mark only goes 236.
Slot to the left side this time is Jay Allen. He goes in motion, gets the pitch off, and he is going to be stopped as he crosses the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden Lake Highlands is going to look at a third down and about 7 yards. Sebastian Harris again. And Craig, they're going to have a tough time running to that side of the line. A lot of the college scouts in this huge crowd here tonight at the Astrodome looking at 12, 13, 14 kids that are definite college prospects, and Sebastian Harris is one of those who leads the list.
It may take them a while to get used to this wing tee. As you well know, Ron, Yates has seen a lot of the more finesse offenses with the veer and such, so it might take a couple of plays to get used to this.
Third down. Running for his life is Hurst. He will turn it upfield, and he will be knocked down short of the first down on the near sideline at the 44.5-yard line. Pressuring outside of the play for Jack Yates. Again, a 68, Eric Thompson. And let's see what Joe Bob Johnson comes up with for his Wildcat Ball Club. They are faced right now with the 4th down. And they still have, Craig, from the near sideline. We are obscured with the players in the near sideline. They still have about 1.5 yards, it appears, from here to pick up the first down, but they are going to bring in the change for the measurement.
Might run down, Ron, while we have a break right here. At least the offensive line of Lake Highland, as you've pointed out, these guys have played a lot together, as has the line of Yates. Offensively, Gatewood at 217, Burgess at 207, Carnegie 208, Graham at 237, and Tony Licio at 190. And if that name sounds familiar,
right,
you're right. His dad played for the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, they're shy of the first down. As I said, we were surprised that they brought in the change for the measurement. They missed it by over 1 yard. And Lake Highlands will kick. Todd Shantz is back to do the kicking. Line of scrimmage, the 43. We're just underway. 8 minutes and 34 seconds left to play in this, the opening period of the State 5A Championship for the Astrodome in Houston. Marker goes down.
Well, they shift.
Lake Highlands may have just gotten the first really big break of the night.
You're right. They shifted into the punt formation. Chance went back deeper, and the man over the ball for Yates crossed the neutral line and forced the penalty, and that'll give the Wildcats a 1st and 10.
So the defensive unit will come back on the field. Special teams will leave. 5 yards stepped off against Yates High School. And the ball will be placed down to the near hash mark just inside the 39. Jay Allen, slump to the left side, goes in motion, gets the handoff. Down close to the 36-yard line. First man to meet him is Sebastian Harris again. He has been all over the field so far tonight. At big number 76, that's Belton Chevis, a 195-pound senior who occupies that left defensive end for the Yates Lions. It's a gain of 3. Let's call it a 2nd down and 7. They need to go just inside the Yates 29-yard line to pick up the first down.
You know, obviously, Ron, the penalty gave them the big break, but this is the kind of game that the Wildcats want from the very go, and that's to chew up a lot of yardage and chew up a lot of the clock.
First back to throw. Rolls to his right, drills the ball complete at the 25. Don Brown, who leads the Lake Highlands Ball Club with 10 receptions coming into the state championship game, is on the receiving end, and it is 1st and 10 Lake Highlands at the 25-yard line.
Anthony Thomas was the man who stopped Brown and, you know, almost lulled him to sleep, Ron. I guess maybe there's a possibility they've heard that that's all they do is run.
Again, 2 tight ends and a dead T in the backfield. The give inside. Again, it's Alvin Reddick. He's the workhorse for this Wildcat Ball Club. Takes it down around the 26-yard line. Eddie Gilmore, the 255-pound senior, there to make the tackle for the Yates Lions. .7:05 to play opening period. Highlands with a 2nd down and 6. 3rd man through, blasted hard at the line of scrimmage. Oh, but a hit.
Eddie Gilmore makes the stop. The 255-pound senior really with the stop of the night so far for the Yates Lions.
Craig, you talk about big across that front 4 for Yates. The little guy is Belton Chevis. He weighs 195, but Stephen Baker is 256. The right tackle, Eddie Gilmore, 255, and Anthony Lee, he's a speedster, but he'll hit you. Anthony Lee, a junior, at 185 pounds. Inside handoff, stopped as a pickup of 3 yards, and Lake Highlands will be shy of the first down by about 2. Eric Thompson defensively for the stop, and they're going to spot it about 1.5 yards again. Same situation we had a moment ago. And Todd Chance, as Luther Booker and his staff looking on for the near sideline. Chance, who needs 1 to tie the state record at 15 in 1981, will be attempting a field goal from right square in the middle of the field, a 34-yard attempt. Good pass, ball is down, and he's perfect.
Chance now 15 of 17 on the year, and Lake Highlands Wildcats lead at 3-0, and the Yates defense spent a lot of time on the field, Ron, and that's what the Wildcats want to do.
5 minutes and 42 seconds left to play in this opening period, and they took the opening kickoff, and Lake Highlands playing ball possession. And this is exactly what everybody who has been covering these two schools all year long said that the Lake Highlands Wildcats would try to do. The explosive offense of Yates High School, they want to keep them off the field, and how better to do it. But Craig, to look on the field and see 2 tight ends and a dead T in the backfield, good heavens, you think you're watching back in the early 50s. The split T offense, and on many occasions on that drive, at least 4 times, the Wildcats lining up in a straight split T offense, but they make it work. 64 yards in the drive in 12 plays. 3-0 our score. Lake Highlands on top. Astrodome continuing to fill up as we are just beyond the midway point of this opening period of the state 5A championship game tonight. Craig, they're up into the purple now. We don't see anybody in the yellows yet, but still, as I said off the top of the broadcast, I would think in the vicinity of 35,000 people on hand to see this one tonight. You think folks are not crazy about football in the state of Texas? Take a look at this one. Shots will kick off. Line drive kick touched at the 40 by Yates. Ball is scrambled, has been picked up by Shots. Down the far sideline, finally knocked out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
Jeffrey Fields was the man who knocked Shots out. Here's another look at it, Ron. Obviously, they don't want to kick it deep. They didn't.
Shots came down the field, was just in the right place at the right time. He was the safety valve man.
Well, now there's a flag. There's a flag on the play. As we were picking up the replay, I did not see the flag. And the ball is being stepped back to the 40 and even further back.
And the penalty marker was thrown right in front of the Lake Highlands bench, and undoubtedly had been thrown as the ball was kicked off.
Wildcats
So
are
Joe Bob
offside.
Johnson could say absolutely nothing, as if the laundry was dropped right in front of his home bench. So what would have been a huge break early in this ball game for Lake Highlands turns into a 5-yard deficit, and they will kick off again, this time from the 35. Now, when the opening of our ball game, Jack Yates kicked the ball out of bounds, penalized 5 yards. They had stopped Lake Highlands just shy of the 50-yard line and jumped off sides on the punt. So a little bit of nerves for both ball clubs, and rightfully so. And this, the most cherished of all crowns in high school football in the state of Texas, the 5A championship. Chance will do it again. Let's see if he keeps it on the ground, Greg. He is going to. Low line drive kick. Wilburn gets only to the 20-yard line.
Well, they ran into Jeffrey Fields. The two of them got together back there, and once again, it may be the nerve situation, but Randolph Wilburn, the 170-pound senior, was the man who was dropped, and now the Yates Lions will go after it on their own 20.
Okay, so it'll be Thomas Ledette, number 3, the passing senior quarterback, 185 pounds. He'll have Joseph Warren, number 20, and Artie Mitchell, number 21, as his setbacks. The guys to watch on the outside: 81, Jeffrey Fields; 82, Rayfield G., and Keith Burnett, number 88, the tight end. We'll check those offensive linemen in just a moment. First play from scrimmage on the night for Jack Yates. Running play, short yardage. It's Joseph Warren who comes at right tackle. Defensively for Lake Highlands, the first man to come across was Rodney Beecham, the middle linebacker, and we'll be calling his name a lot tonight. They run basically out of a 5-2, and this young fella's all over the field. He also weighs in at about 240 pounds. James Jackson, Philip James, Byron Stain, Joe Simmons, and Rodney Henry down in the trenches, the offensive starters on that line for Yates High School. Almost a misconnection on the handoff. Joseph Warren will go for very short yardage. And again, off the bottom of the stack is that nose tackle, Rodney Beecham. Todd Shantz, John Abbott, Rodney Beecham, Eric Whited, and Jay Allen, the down 5. The linebackers, Evan Gatewood and Bobby Kinder. And in the secondary, it is Yancey, number 23, the cornerback to the right. Alvin Rettig, who goes both ways, number 22, cornerback to the left. Thomas Jefferson, number 1, is the strong safety. And Aaron Grant, number 21, the free safety. Ledette back to throw. First time of the night. Lets it fly. Too tall. Pass was intended for Keith Burnett up around the 45-yard line. Good heavens, all we could see was a sea of red jerseys as they dropped off everybody, like Highlands did. And it's kicking time for the Lions.
Ronald Davis back to punt for the Lions as they get only 3 and have to kick it away here. Down 3-0 with 4:14 left. Heck of a kick.
Ball has been fumbled and is now recovered at the 32-yard line by Lake Highlands. Boy, we have both ball clubs living dangerously so far. Scott Johnson is the man who makes the recovery. 43 yards of the kick, and right now there's a timeout on the field with 4:07 left to play in the opening period. Our score, the Wildcats of Lake Highlands 3. And the Yates.
All these cola ads seem to be saying the same thing. These guys did taste tests against Coke. These guys did ads comparing themselves to Coke. And these guys compared themselves to Coke. Seems like every other cola's been trying to compare themselves to Coca-Cola. And maybe that's because in the real world, there's only one real thing, delicious ice-cold Coke. That's the one that makes me smile. Yeah, just like that. You said, he ain't gonna catch me smiling this time, but I did. You went...
Academy has fine quality leather boots. Acme, Dingo, Laredo. Men's, ladies, and youths. Most of the boots you see here are under $50. All these boots are under $70. The difference at Academy is the price. Right now at Academy, these fine ladies and men's exotic prints are only $46.99. Academy has the quality. Academy has the styles. The difference at Academy is the price.
We found an FM radio station with music that's perfect to get you through the day.
Right. It's Coda. K-O-D-A, 99 FM.
You should try Coda at work.
Coda's the beautiful stereo music you like at home, and Coda's great here, too.
So remember, Coda, 99 FM.
At home, in your car, and on the job.
It's soothing, relaxing radio. KODA.
This holiday season, jewelry from Gordon's Jewelers is sparkling, provocative, tempting, memorable, captivating. Above all, jewelry from Gordon's is unmistakably, undeniably, unforgettably me.
Time is back in. Again, Lake Highlands coming out in a dead tee set. And the workhorse, number 22, Alvin Rettig, 1,405 yards on the year. Goes at right guard and for very, very short yardage. 67, Stephen Baker, one of the first ones there to make the hit. And those tackles, Baker and Gilmore, 256 and 255 respectively. In on a lot of plays early in this ball game. Just now, it was Baker. Jay Allen comes slot to the left side. Play action. Hurst under pressure, going to be sacked at the 29.
Boy, Anthony Lee did a great job of turning that play in, Ron.
Kenneth Samuels is the man who gets the sack, but the guy that you were just talking about was the man away from the picture that will wind up in tomorrow's newspaper, but he was the guy who was responsible for great containment to the outside. And it's going to be a third down Lake Highlands. Third down and 13. 3-0. Lake Highlands leading. We've just gone under 3 minutes left to play in this opening period of the state 5A championship for the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. Hurst under an all-out blitz, and he will be sacked.
Once again, Anthony Lee. I think Anthony's got that chewing gum right in the middle of his mouth, as a coach named Yeoman is wont to say on occasion.
-10 in the play, and Lake Highlands with a fourth down at about 22 yards to pick up the first down. Randolph Wilburn, one of the deep men, along with Jeffrey Fields, number 81, in a dual safety. Todd Schatz to get his kickoff from the 10-yard line. Gets a very high kick, wobbly spiral to the far side of the field, and it takes a big Yates bounce and will be touched dead at the 43-yard line of Lake Highlands.
Yates in great field position now. Schatz got it off the side of his foot. And as you said, it took a great big Yates hop, so we'll see what Luther Booker's offense is going to come up with here. He doesn't like that three and kick him away. It didn't give anybody time to get with the program at all, and they had been on the sideline for a long time watching the defense work.
Craig is going to wind up with only 23 yards of the kick. So for the second time tonight, we'll see the Yates offense come on the field.
Might mention that Artie Mitchell, who is yet to carry the ball, needs only 50 yards in this game to crack 1,000. 950 yards rushing for Mitchell. He's number 21 for Yates.
Thomas action. Pass is intercepted. Thomas Jefferson at the 35. It comes back across the 40-yard line.
Well, Jefferson made the interception. It was thrown right to him, the smallest man on the field at 150 pounds. I don't mean to belittle the effort, but boy, let that one go right at number 1.
So with 1:57 left to play in this, the opening period, a turnover by Jack Yates High School, 12 yards on the return. And Lake Highlands offensive unit comes right back on the field. Let's take another look at it as Ledette on the short drop. And Craig, a good pressure from the right side.
Well, he overthrew the one man, obviously. There was no one out any deeper than that. The 14th interception of the year for Ledette.
Oh, what a hit. Big number 77, Eddie Gilmore, is the man to attack Alvin Rettig. By the way, it was Jay Allen who was applying the pressure from the right side just a moment ago, which possibly helped cause that errant throw. Going to be a pickup of 2 yards in the play. Second down and 8. 1:30 left to play, opening period. 3-0, Lake Highlands on top.
Troy Jefferson now in place of Aaron Grant. They're bringing in the plays from Coach Joe Bob Johnson.
First, back to throw again, all-out blitz, and he's going to be sacked. Anthony Lee. Boy, the right side, Mark Graham and Tony Licio having their problems, or rather Gatewood and Burgess having their problems as far as Anthony Lee is concerned, and nobody picked him up.
Well, you're right. As we mentioned, he's really the little guy in there, Ron, up front at only 185, but has excellent speed, and you don't even have to weigh that much if somebody doesn't block you.
Oh, we mentioned just a while ago that he's the speed man along that defensive front, and he has done a great job of putting a blanket on Steve Hurst here in this opening quarter. Hurst sprinting to his right, now delivers, and it is complete at the 48-yard line. Incomplete, they will say.
Troy Jefferson on the reception. They ruled that he caught the ball out of bounds.
So the defense for Yates holds. And a great opportunity for Lake Highlands, heads down the tubes. And Yates again will try to get that offensive unit on the field. Hard to believe that with only 31 seconds left to play in the opening period, Jack Yates has yet to record a first down and have only 5 total yards.
And have only 5 plays from scrimmage.
Of course, on the other side of the ledger, Lake Highlands has 3 first downs, and with the losses that they have incurred, they have but 15 total yards. But they lead it 3-0. Shots to kick.
And really, it's still their game. Oh, does he get this one off?
This is Wilbert to the near sideline at the 30 and to the 31. John Leonard, the reserve quarterback, makes the tackle for the Wildcats. 48 yards of the kick by Shantz.
As I mentioned before, when Ledette was intercepted, only the 14th time all year he's been intercepted. He has thrown 23 touchdowns and thrown for nearly 2,200 yards. So if he gets 100 yards passing this evening, he will be the state's leader in Class 5A in passing. But so far, he has yet to complete one.
Jeffrey Fields comes wide to the right side, but it's a running play. Big opener. Artie Mitchell out over the 50-yard line into the Lake Highlands 48. There's the initial first down of the night for Jack Yates High School. 23, Wendell Yancey finally made the tackle. And as we wind down the end of the first period, down to 8 seconds and now 7, Yates has recorded their initial first down of the night.
19 yards on the pickup, so he's chewing into that 50. He needs to get the 1,000 yards rushing.
And with that, the end of the first period in this, the Class 5A championship game for the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. There's a timeout on the field. Let's take it with them. Our score, the Wildcats 3 and Yates nothing.
Class is for kids. We used to think, no way. Until our moms took us to TSO. They got lots of styles. Daddy thinks he's made me look beautiful. And the frames are tough. True, Jackson. And TSO lenses are made exactly to the doctor's prescription. Perfect for reading. Or just hanging around.
Children's eyewear from TSO. Prices you can afford, quality you can see.
If there's a quiet spot in your life that you dream of filling with a really great sound, stop dreaming. Come and get it. At Metro TV Rental, you'll find name brand stereo component systems that give you powerful, rich sound. And monthly rental payments can make the system all yours at a price that's competitive with most any time payment plan. At Metro TV Rental, come and get it means no down payment, and your monthly rental goes toward ownership. Come to Metro and hear your dream come true today.
Joskies and Cos Cob bring you a down-home Christmas.
It's Sage's After Thanksgiving sale with Van Heusen men's dress shirts just $8.99 and Remington triple head electric shavers only $18.27. All Sage departments open Sunday.
3-0 as we open play in the second period of the 5A championship game for the Astrodome. Ledette, play action, complete inside the 40-yard line. He drilled it a strike to Rayfield G, the 170-pound senior. And Ledette with his first completion of the night and back-to-back first downs for Yates High School.
So far this year, Lake Highlands is limiting the opposition to 52 yards a game passing, and they certainly did that in the first quarter. They held Yates to no yards passing.
12 yards in the pass completion. First and 10, Yates Lions just inside the Lake Highlands 38. Movement in the backfield. Artie Mitchell jumped well before the snap. Thomas Ledette is decked as the ball comes to him after the movement by his running back, and 5 yards will be stepped off against Yates. Interesting as far as the stats go this year. They had Lake Highlands had given up just over 100 yards per ball game on the ground, and in passing they had been very, very stingy, and with a 5-2 defense getting a good rush on the quarterback. Here in the late stages of the first quarter and now early stages of the second period, Yates seems to be figuring out the combination defensively of what Lake Highlands is trying to do. First down and 5. First down and 15. I beg your pardon, as they declined the penalty. Okay, the yard marker across the way is wrong. Second down and 15. Ledette wants to air it out. Scrambling, still looking, and now we'll go back to the right. Unloads the ball and it's caught at the 30. 88, Keith Burnett on the receiving end, and I'm sure that the Yates coaches diagrammed it just like that.
Well, they were extremely lucky that they didn't have an ineligible receiver downfield. Ledette had about 10 or 12 minutes to get rid of that when he finally did. And boy, the big tight end Burnett is something. G, Milburn, Burnett, Fields, all of these guys are dynamite sprinters, and they're going to have a heck of a mile relay team come spring.
Craig, the impressive thing about it was, of course, I said in jest that the play was drawn up that way. When you've got an athlete like Thomas Ledette who can ad-lib the way he can, but the offensive line staying in harmony, holding on, and blocking for him, did a super job. Ledette and the keeper this time goes inside the Highlands 25 to the 24.
John Abbott made the stop for Lake Highlands as Yates is starting to open it up a little bit.
3-0 our score. 10 minutes and 50 seconds left to play until halftime, as Yates had problems getting untracked in the opening period. The stingy Lake Highlands defense doing a good job against them, but right now the Yates Lions knocking on the door just inside the Wildcat 25-yard line. This running play will go for very short yardage. Rodney Beecham, the 240-pound nose tackle, is sitting right there in the hole, and Artie Mitchell had no place to go. We'll keep an eye on Mitchell tonight. He needed but 50 yards coming into this ball game this evening to achieve 1,000 yards on the season.
You know, it's interesting. Only 2 starters returned to the 1981 version, and those were the big guys, Simmons and Henry, on the right side of the line. the only 2 starters on offense for Yates coming into this season. So this crop of juniors from last year is doing a heck of a job.
2nd and 9 as a marker goes down. Ledet still scrambling, dumps the ball off, and it's thrown well short. Now let's check the marker on the near side of the field. Artie Mitchell has 20 yards on 2 carries tonight. He broke the long one of 19 just a moment ago at the closing of the 2nd period. And as you can see from the excitement of the Yates player, that was Kurt Hogan who was going by signaling to his bench that the penalty is going to go against Highlands.
Ron, we talked about the size involved in this game, and Joe Bob Johnson, the coach of the Wildcats, says they have not played anyone as big as Yates. The offensive line for Yates is averaging 226, and on the right side, John Simmons and Rodney Henry go at 245 apiece.
And of course, the interesting thing is the left side of the line. All are juniors. James Jackson, 218-pound junior. Philip James, the left guard, 220-pound junior. And the center, Byron Strain, is a 202-pound junior. 2nd down for Yates, 2nd 4.5. The keeper by Ledet tries to get outside, and I don't think he got the first down. He's very close around the 14-yard line.
He did a very good job, as you watch this one, Ron, of playing off the blocker. He had Artie Mitchell out in front of him, and he just hitched it a little bit where he got around the right side and picked up about 1.5 yards for 2 extra yards. And that's the little subtleties in this type of offense that really work.
They went for Hogan.
There's Artie blocking for him.
They went for Hogan on the inside fake, and the ball has been spotted just outside the 20-yard line. 81, Jeffrey Fields just coming into your picture, checking in for the near sideline, bringing the play from Luther Booker. His ball club 13-1 this year. Crowd coming to their feet, and the running play will go for very short yardage. Craig, I don't think he got it. Hogan was the ball carrier. In the middle of that line, Rodney Beecham led the attack for Highlands. And Yates will ask for the measurement. They'll bring in the change from across the way. Nope, they're not going to. It is 4th down.
Joe Warren coming back in and Hogan coming out.
The field goal unit started onto the field, and Luther Booker called him back. He said, no, sir, we're going for all the marbles. 3-0. Highlands leads it. 9:05 to play until halftime. 4th down, Yates. Less than 1 yard. Inside handoff, and then they have the first down, I believe, as, wait a minute, Ledet still had the football. Ledet still had the football, and they stopped him. Then he tried to run, and Highlands holds.
You know, I'm not so sure. There might not have been an inadvertent whistle on that one, Ron, but there's no indication from the Yates bench that that happened. But I'm not too sure. Many people knew that Ledet still had the ball.
Maybe we can get a replay on it to see exactly what happened, because the first man through, Joseph Warren, as we'll look at it again for the end zone. We thought Joseph Warren had the football. There's the fake to him. And Ledet dropped the football. I see when he maintained possession, the officials ruling that his knees were on the ground. Running play, very short yardage. 77, Eddie Gilmore is the man on top. Jay Miller, the ball carrier. Jay is 205 pounds, and we do not have the classifications on the Highlands players. As their head coach, Joe Bob Johnson, said he did not want Yates to know which were his younger ball players. So we don't know if they're seniors, juniors, sophomores, or what.
Hope they find out by May.
8:23 to play till halftime. Highlands leading the state championship game 3-0. This running play will be stuffed for a loss. And his great defense on the outside. The first man to come across is number 23, Anthony Thomas. You know, Anthony's a senior, 170 pounds.
Excuse me, Ron. All week long we had talked really on our newscast and in our sportscast about the tremendous defense of Lake Highlands, but the Yates Lions defense is no slouch either, and they have played a heck of a game so far.
-5 of the play. It's going to be 3rd down and about 15 yards to pick up the first down. Highlands has to move up just across the 27-yard line. Hurst pitches the ball back. Reddick breaks one tackle and will get back out to the 20. Gain of only about 3, and Highlands will have to give up the football.
Ronald Davis had a heck of a shot at Reddick, missed him, But fortunately for Yates, they had a couple of guys that turned it in on the right side and slowed down Reddick. So they're going to have to kick it away. There's a couple of guys who can fly going deep for Yates.
Old Shantz, last time he kicked, Greg, 43 yards. Fields, one of the deep men.
And Randolph Wilburn, the other, number 99. And when's the last time you saw a punt returner wear number 99?
Shantz back at the 5. Yates has some decent pressure on him this time. Ball is going to bounce and is touched dead inside the 40. So with 6 minutes, 43 seconds left to play in the second period, the Yates offense coming on the field again, trailing in the ball game by a count of 3-0. Yates so far unofficially with 3 first downs and 52 yards. And for Lake Highlands, 3 first downs and 18 yards. That's a 40-yard kick just now by Todd Shantz.
You don't suppose any college guys will be looking at him, do you?
Joe Bob Johnson pacing the sideline across the way. Ball club to the state championship game, winning 14 games and losing none along the way. Yates, of course, losing only 1, 13-1 on the year. Ledet, great protection, gonna go long at the 30. It is caught at the 25. Oh, what a catch by Keith Burnett as he went high in the air, and the defenders had overrun it.
They might have to change a couple of lights in the Astrodome here. He really threw that one. I think he lofted it a whole lot more than he wanted to. Here's another look at it. This thing goes all the way up into the lights, and Burnett, the big tight end, makes a heck of a grab.
Good job by Ledet as he looked off the secondary, but watch the leaping ability of Keith Burnett. It's good for 36 yards, and it's 1st and 10 Yates at the Highlands 24. Rayfield G goes wide to the right side. Wilburn is split off to the left. Option play and pitch, and will be recovered by Yates. Ball is still loose. Has been recovered by Highlands out at the 36-yard line.
It's Aaron Grant, the man who fell on the ball, one of the 4 players for Lake Highlands who goes both ways. You know, on that play, Ledet did not look, really didn't even look at the man he was pitching to.
I believe Gosley is the man who's going to be credited with the fumble recovery.
It looked to me as if 21 was the man who fell on the ball, but you certainly could be right.
Yates is going to call a timeout with 6:04 showing on the clock until halftime. 3-0, Lake Highlands on top. So this Yates drive is stopped by Yates as the pitchback to Artie Mitchell was thrown in front of him. And a concerned Luther Booker looking on for the near sideline, talking with Thomas Ledet. And you can see the coaching staff looking on very concerned because offensively, on the last 2 series, Craig, they've been able to get something going. And then all of a sudden, the door is closed, this time by the turnover.
Well, they got the big lift right there, as you see, number 88, Keith Burnett, the fellow who made the great catch. He wears the eye goggles. As fast as he runs, he may need him just to keep the wind out of his eyes.
You have the feeling that at any moment, Yates could pop this thing wide open, the way that they have that explosiveness with Fields, with Burnett, and also Rayfield G, and also Randolph Wilburn, too, for that matter, to the outside.
Well, we're talking about a team that really is averaging nearly 400 yards a game in total offense. At this point, they have yet but 76. And I realize it's still early, but this is really a Lake Highlands style of game.
Again, 2 tight ends, dead T in the backfield. And speaking of the dead T, running back Jay Allen was dead in the water as he got blasted in the backfield. Big number 77, Eddie Gilmore, the first one to come across and make the hit. Gilmore at 255 pounds, used every ounce of it, and he laid him down for about a 4-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 14.
5:39 left in the first half. And it's still the field goal by Shantz, the only scoring in the game, 3-0 in favor of Richardson Lake Highlands.
This time they go into their wing set. Pitch back. Allen comes to the right side, across the 35 and out to the 38-yard line.
Nice ankle tackle in there by Sebastian Harris, the big linebacker. He's already made a couple of good plays in this game. He took off one blocker in that and grabbed Reddick right around the ankles to make the stop.
And as we go under the 5-minute mark until halftime, Lake Highlands wants a timeout, and they call one with a 3rd down and 7. And Hurst has gone to the far sideline, and he is receiving some attention over there. It looks as though he's got an eye problem. I don't know if he wears contacts or not, Craig. They're checking his right eye.
Yeah, whatever it was, it looks like it's over with in a hurry. He probably does wear contacts the way they were monkeying with his eye.
So far in the ball game, offensive output for Yates, 4 first downs and 76 yards, and for Lake Highlands, but 3 first downs and 21 yards in the ball game, as this Yates defense has played really, really sticky in the first half. The one drive back in the first period, the field goal was good, and that's how we stand right now. The Wildcats 3, and the Yates Lions nothing. Now, Craig, as you look around, and maybe we can get a shot of it later, up in the yellow section, they are beginning to fill in up there. We may have in excess between 40 and 45,000 for this ball game tonight. High school football in Texas at a Saturday night. Hurst rolling to his right, delivers the pass, incomplete at the 50. Don Brown, the intended receiver.
Sebastian Harris nearly had a hand. I say nearly had a hand on it. I don't think he was in any position to make the interception, but he certainly blocked the view of the receiver. And then it was Anthony Thomas who was covering for Yates.
Hurst has thrown the ball only 110 times this year, as we told you off the top of the broadcast. Had completed 53 of those, and Don Brown is his leading receiver with only 10. Highlands likes to live by the run. They don't put it up too often. Here's the kick, end over end. He really missed this one, but he's going to get a good bounce. Crossing the 25 and out to the 30-yard line. 99, Randolph Wilburn returning the ball for Yates, and the Lions will have 4 minutes and 41 seconds to play till halftime. They are 70 yards away, trailing in the game by a score of 3-0. 39 yards on that kick by Shantz. And as we said, he didn't hit it real well, but he got a good Highlands bounce as it was going end over end. And the return brings it back to the 30.
You know, I think the important thing here, Ron, is that Yates, it's obviously, as we pointed out, more than we probably should have. It's not their kind of game, but they really can't afford to get impatient at this point. There's plenty of time left.
Running play here. Great hit at the line of scrimmage, as that running play will go nowhere. And again, Rodney Beecham, and we have talked about him the entire first half. There you get a good shot of Beecham, number 77, 240 pounds of Rodney Beecham, and he was there to stuff that play for no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Once again, in case you're just joining us, Lake Highlands has beaten some rather good high school football teams, and that may be putting it mildly. Among them, Plano, John Tyler, Temple, Grand Prairie, and Hereford, and that was just in tournament play.
Sylvester Morgan checks in at wide receiver. Draw play, 35 and out to the 37-yard line. Joseph Warren, the 175-pound senior, shy of the first down by 3, and Yates will have a 3rd down and 3.
Ron, I recall a few weeks ago, I guess about 3 weeks ago now, you and I were down on the floor of the Astrodome watching Yates play Aldine, and we both commented that Warren and Mitchell came so close to breaking huge gains, and I have the same feeling tonight.
Hardy Mitchell, on several occasions in that ball game, was 1 step away from breaking it for real big yardage. So far tonight, in 3 carries, he has 20 yards. Play action, dump pass over the middle. It is complete. 1st and 10, Yates High School. Again, it's Keith Burnett on the receiving end, and he took a pretty good shot in the knee as you see him limping back to the huddle.
Burnett does a good job of getting rid of this, and just as he's about to pass, watch what happens. Nearly knocked down up front by Eric Wittig, who's a big fella, but he managed to get it loose. And once again, the tight end, Burnett, makes the play.
Burnett's going to come out of the ball game for a moment. He is favoring his right knee.
In case it may look to you at home as if Thomas Ledet is not the biggest of fellas, he's 6'1". It's just that offensive line is so darn big.
So huge. Running play, right side, fumble. Lake Highlands has recovered it. That's going to be Aaron Grant, number 21, the free safety, there to recover the fumble. And again, Jack Yates responsible for stopping themselves on the turnover. Boy, that is a shame. Artie Mitchell off the right side turns the ball over. Grant makes the recovery, and Highlands with their offensive unit on the field again. 2 fumbles in the ball game, lost 1. 2 fumbles and of course the 1 interception. Running play goes for short yardage to the left side.
Kenneth Samuels was the man responsible for breaking that play up as he hit Jay Allen, as Allen just got a couple of steps out of the backfield. Well, I continue to be impressed by the defense that Yates has shown, and as you pointed out, Ron, Yates' offense isn't all that bad either, but turnovers, when you put the ball on the ground like that, you're a gone Goslin, and so far they are offensively.
They split out of that dead tee as Brown goes in motion. The inside handoff broken out inside the 35 and down to the 33.
Once again, it was Jay Allen, the big fullback at 205 pounds, and that may be one of their better running efforts of the night, Ron.
Gain of 12 yards by Jay Allen. Yates with 3 turnovers in the first half. 1 minute and 50 seconds to play till halftime. Highlands leading 3-0. 2 tight ends, again the dead tee, handoff right up the middle. Banging his way is Alvin Rettig. Stopped by the entire middle of that Yates defensive front. Let's call it 2nd down at about 7, a gain of 3. Joe Bob Johnson, the head coach of Highlands, pacing the sideline across the way. They don't try to get exciting. They just hold on to the football and run the clock down and try to get it into the end zone, trying to keep it away from that potent Yates offense. Running play again, it is Jay Allen, the big fullback. Goes inside the 30. Coming off the bottom of the stack as they pile is Stephen Baker.
Well, the last 2 plays.
66, that was Lawrence Kimball also in on the tackle.
Well, the last 2 plays, they're really taking advantage of Mark Graham and Tony Liscio on the right side offensively. Graham at 237 and Liscio at 190.
Very big play right here, Craig, with a 3rd down and 5. The give is to Miller, and there is nothing doing. Good heavens, what a hit at the line of scrimmage. 63, Anthony Lee, one of the first men there to make contact, and also Eddie Gilmore. And it's going to be 4th down and 5. Now, a field goal attempt from here would be in the vicinity of 45 yards. No field goal attempt. They're going to go for it. Wing to the right side. Aaron Grant, number 21. Now they have shifted. They have shifted into punt formation, and the marker goes down. Now, whether he made contact, 21, Aaron Grant, before the ball was snapped, it would be offsetting penalties. 11 seconds showing on the stadium clock until halftime, and they're going to call it against Jack Yates.
Well, that's the 2nd time this game that they've drawn them offside on what you could say was a trick play. One on the punt and one right there.
I would love to see the replay for one reason. Grant made contact. Now, whether he was run into or not, that's the important thing, because the Yates players have time to get back on sides as long as they did not make contact. Watch on the left side. Well, you can't see him. He's out of the picture as the Yates players are trying to get back, but the contact was made. Field goal attempt. 39 yards. Ball is down. Kick is on its way, and shots is good again.
There's your state record holder, Ron. 16 field goals this year.
And with that, time has run out. They head to the locker rooms, and in the state 5A championship game at halftime, our score, Lake Highlands 6 and Yates nothing. We'll be back with halftime activities in just a moment.
97 FM, KSRR, your new home for rock and roll.
This could be the most expensive Christmas in 1,981 years. And that's why the world's gift givers are making their lists and checking them twice in the book. It is the one way to save your hard-earned money on the gifts your family wants most.
Well, Santa, we did it again.
If you want to save money on the things you want most, go buy the book at Wilson's.
Can you believe it? They're still doing it. Look here. These guys had a taste test against Coca-Cola. They did, too. These guys are still at it. And these guys compared themselves to Coke. All those colas going around comparing themselves to Coke. Now, maybe that's why they call Coke the real thing. Refreshing, delicious, ice-cold Coca-Cola. This is the one that makes me smile. Just like that. I saw you. She saw you, too. See? Look, they were smiling. See? Show your kids. One, you're on TV.
Academy has fine quality leather boots. Acme, Dingo, Laredo. Men's, ladies, and youths. Most of the boots you see here are under $50. All these boots are under $70. The difference at Academy is the price. Right now at Academy, these fine ladies and men's exotic prints are only $46.99. Academy has the quality. Academy has the styles. The difference at Academy is the price.
Happy holidays. KPRC TV, Houston.
To thank you for your overwhelming support and to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The Jack Yates Power Marching Motion Band, Daphne Chappell, director, and the Cadet Lionettes, Soundry Aird, the director. We'll be back with the second half kickoff in just a moment.
TSO presents Givenchy, Fabergé, Christian Dior, von Furstenberg. The greatest designer frames in the world, with lenses from one of America's finest prescription lens laboratories, all at TSO. Eyewear from TSO. Quality you can see.
If there's a spot in your life for a dream remote control color console, stop dreaming and come and get it. At Metro TV Rental, you'll find top name brand color consoles ready to roll right into your living room. And your monthly rental payment can make the set yours at a price that's competitive with most any time payment plan. But at Metro TV Rental, come and get it means no down payment, and your monthly rental goes toward ownership. Come to Metro and watch your dream come true today.
Hello, I'm Riley Epps, an executive of Diamond Shamrock's Oil and Gas Unit. This is Don Cheeley, an independent businessman who operates a Diamond Shamrock service station. Here in the boardroom, our commitment to keep Don supplied with quality gasoline influences every decision.
It's the same at our refinery. Quality is the key word.
And I'm the boss here where you buy that quality gasoline. We hope you'll sample Diamond Shamrock quality soon, right, Mr. Epps?
Right, Don.
It's Sage's After Thanksgiving sale. Sanyo Pocket Calculator with memory functions, $8.88. Revereware stainless steel 6-piece cook sets, $38.88. All Sage departments open Sunday.
10:59 to play, third period. Lake Highlands on top, 6-0. Turnovers plaguing Yates High School so far in this ball game tonight. 4 of them. Inside handoff, big opener. Jay Allen rambles inside the 35 to the Yates 31. And right now on the ground, Highlands chewing up yardage. A moment ago, it was Reddick being able to turn the corner to the left side, and this time Jay Allen going at right guard. The ball has been spotted just outside the 32. It's going to be a third down Highlands. Third down at about 3.5 yards to pick up the first down.
Tony Licio and Mark Graham working the right side at guard and tackle, and boy, they really cleaned out a hole on that one.
Wing to the right side. Now he comes in motion. That is Ashley. Good defense and knocked out of bounds on the near sideline at the initial line of scrimmage. And Reddick unable to turn the corner that time as the Yates defense strung it out.
Ronald Davis was the man who got in there and threw a shoulder in and slowed him down. Once again, well, as we've been saying most of the night, the defense has done a superb job. Actually, a couple of running plays here in this series has been the best effort Lake Highlands has had as one of their players is going off.
Neil Ashley shaken up in the play and will go to the far sideline. So with 10:04 to play in the third period, on this timeout, the entire Yates defensive unit has come to the near sideline to talk to their coaching staff. Nobody left on the field for Yates right now. Most unusual situation, Craig.
Steve Hurst is the only one who's over talking to Coach Johnson for the Wildcats. There you see Hurst, number 11. At 165 pounds, he is a mere child among all those other big people that both teams have in there at this point. As far as total offense is concerned, while this timeout is in progress, the Wildcats still with only 62 yards of total offense, while Yates has 114 at this point.
Well, the Yates defensive unit has gone back onto the field. The new rule just brought in this year that the entire unit can come to the sideline and talk with the coaching staff. Now, earlier this year, a situation where a ball club came to the line of scrimmage and snapped the ball, and the defensive unit was called for offsides for not being on the ball. Yates fans coming to their feet down below. It is fourth down and 4 from a power I set. Hurst rolling to his right. He is going to be here for 35, and he will not make it.
Jeffrey Fields on the stop, Ron. It's one of the few guys who has gone both ways for Yates tonight. And with his extreme speed, he was the perfect guy to have in there to cut that play off at the pass. And he did it. He played off the block, got outside, and then stopped him.
So Yates, following the turnover, is not hurt by turnover number 4 on the night for them. And they take the football over at their own 34. Yates is trailing 6-0. 9:57 left to play, third period. Hurts with the play action that time, sending Reddick into the line of scrimmage, and Yates would have none of it. Scrambling, pass delivered, it is caught near sideline at the 49-yard line and bumped out of bounds right in front of the bench. Keith Burnett.
Boy, he's something, isn't he? 5 catches on the night. He is really something.
Take a look at Burnett again. I know the college coaches sitting in the stands tonight. This is one of the young men that they are looking very, very closely at. And his leaping ability, there again, right in front of the sidelines. They say he stepped out as he was pressured on the near sideline, right at the midfield stripe. 16 yards in the pass play. Ledette on first down, hands it off inside. It will be short yardage as Artie Mitchell goes at left guard. First man to come across and make the hit, Rodney Beecham, who has had a superb defensive ball game tonight, making the tackle for Lake Highlands. Gain of 4, second down and a long 6 to pick it up.
Well, you know they got to keep him honest defensively, but boy, I sure would like to see Yates throw the ball a little bit more. I have to wonder if the running backs for Yates are a little shell-shocked. You know, don't give me the ball. One of those deals. They fumbled 3 times so far tonight and lost all 3 of them.
Beecham now, but we have unofficially 6 individual tackles in the ball game. Ball is fumbled, scramble for it at the line of scrimmage, and Lake Highlands has recovered again. 5 turnovers in the ball game for Yates. Ledette came out from under center, and he never had the ball. 61 or 65. Eric Whitehead, I think, got it. John Abbott was right there again. He's already recovered 2 tonight. And a very dejected Yates offensive club comes off the field on the near sideline. Craig, they got to be talking to themselves. Yeah, 5 turnovers in the ball game.
I'm almost sorry I said what I said. The defense has played so outstanding tonight, and they've been on the field forever.
Inside handoff, good hold, and then boy, what a stick at the 45-yard line. Jay Allen going at right guard. Really got cracked hard. Again, Anthony Thomas, number 23, coming up in the secondary. Down in the bottom of the pile, Lawrence Kimball, middle linebacker. Call it a gain of 6, second down and 4. One of the things that is very obvious here in the second half, Craig, is the fact that Lake Highlands has been far more effective on the ground than they were in the first half. 2 tight ends, again, that dead T. First and 10, Lake Highlands down to the 40-yard line as Jay Allen, the fullback, goes on the left side. Kimball again from his linebacking spot. Also, Eddie Gilmore on the stop for Yates High School.
You know, one thing about that offense of Lake Highlands, they're shifting their guards and tackles are going strong side, weak side. So what you might list as a right guard in Tony Licio or a right tackle, that time in that particular situation, he was playing the strong side, which was to the left, and he pulled to his right. So they're flip-flopping the guard-tackle combinations.
This time, Brandon Licio come to the left side, Gatewood and Burgess to the right. On the ground again, Lake Highlands to the right side, Alvin Reddick. 1,405 yards on the season and 23 touchdowns, and he lost his jersey. He's going to have to head to the far sideline, and he will be replaced. 21, Aaron Grant will come in replacing him. Now he's going to get back on the field before the play is in, and Grant will head to the sideline. So again, it will be Reddick and Allen.
They've also made a change up front, Ron. They brought Tom Lenz in at an offensive tackle. He wears number 72.
Burgess left the ball game. We'll try to get a report on him. Play action. Hurst throws over the middle, complete at the 20-yard line.
Well, all you can do in a situation like that is look for a seam, and he found it because there were 4 Yates defenders all around the ball. And Hurst hasn't thrown it that much, Ron, but he did a good job of putting it in there that time.
Greg Abbey on the receiving end. 1st and 10 for Lake Highlands at the Yates 20-yard line.
We'd like to also remind you that penetrations and such do not apply in championship football in high school in Texas. If it ends in a tie, there would be co-champions.
This one tonight, that's what they have agreed upon. If they were to wind up in a tie, there would be a co-championship. Running play, inside, running. Check it, that's Allen down around the 16-yard line. Clock running down to 6 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the 3rd period. And Lake Highlands has gotten something going offensively on the 2nd turnover of the 2nd half by Yates High School. Eric Thompson in on the tackle for Yates. Wing to the left side. The man goes in motion as the pitch back is to Reynolds. Hitting the outside is Anthony Thomas, who's there to make the tackle around the 15-yard line, but he's very close to another Wildcat first down. Highlands leading 6-0. Drive started back around midfield after that missed exchange on the snap from center. Thomas Ledet never had a handle on it. Recovered by Lake Highlands, and they have now driven the ball down to the 10-yard line, and they will bring the change in from across the way. You can see as they stretch it out, they're going to miss it by just inches. And the officials will move it in closer to the near side, or to the hash mark on that side of the field.
You know, I guess it's almost too obvious that Lake Highlands would try to run it in from this point, but they had good success with that little flipper over the middle, and I wouldn't be all that surprised if they threw it down here. Would you, Ron?
Nope. Sure wouldn't. 3rd down and inches. However, the tendency with Lake Highlands as they come to the line of scrimmage. 2 tight ends, wing to the right side. Just inches to pick this one up. Now they go wing to the left. Man in motion, quarterback sneak, and Hurst will have it. Steve Hurst, the senior quarterback, goes right up the middle. It is a first down, Lake Highlands, 1st and goal. They'll place the ball down just outside the 8-yard line.
Well, the ball control game is what it's all about for Lake Highlands, and we're down to 5:47 now in the 3rd period, and the Yates defense.
On the sideline, the Yates coaches trying to call a timeout, and now have been successful in doing so. And that defensive unit is going to come to the near sideline. So with the first down and goal just outside the 8, Yates has called a timeout using one of their second half timeouts, and the defensive unit coming to the near sideline to talk with the coaches. So right now, let's take a timeout with them. 5:41 left to play in the 3rd period. Our score remains Lake Highlands 6 and Yates nothing. Back with more in just a moment.
I found an FM radio station that really helps you relax. It's Coda, K-O-D-A, 99 FM. See what I mean? It's soothing, relaxing radio for Houston. And since Houston's a city that's really on the move, lots of times you'll need to relax. So come on, move your dial up to 99. Coda, K-O-D-A, 99 FM.
This holiday season, jewelry from Gordon's Jewelers is powerful, rich, surprising,
authoritative,
timely. Above all, jewelry from Gordon's is unmistakably, undeniably, unforgettably
me. This holiday season, the best things in life can be yours, like the gift of music. You can rent this Technics stereo system from custom rental centers, including a Technics 20-watt receiver, Technics turntables, speakers, and Technics cassette deck. It's the ultimate in sound, and best of all, it's extra affordable. And now through December 31st, we'll give you 1 week's rent free on whatever you rent when you rent for a month or more. Call 530-4215. That's 530-4215. Custom rental centers, where America's smart Santas rent.
Long John Silver's 3 for the money.
Shrimp,
fish, and chicken.
3 for the money in one special dinner. Big shrimp, crispy fish, tender chicken, plus hush puppies, fries, and fresh coleslaw.
Shrimp, fish,
and chicken. 3 for the money at one special price.
Long John Silver's 3 for the money.
Shrimp, fish, and chicken special.
Well, the defense is coming back out now, and here come the Wildcats. They're set to go. In fact, Yates going to have to hurry to get their defense set on this one, Ron.
Hurst brings his ball up quickly to the line of scrimmage. Power eye to the right side. And off to the man at the top of the eye. Redding at right guard will go for short yardage. 67, Stephen Baker. And a marker is down in the play. Boy, we have been penalty-free in this championship contest tonight. The battle for the 5A crown in the state of Texas. Personal foul is going to be called against Lake Highlands.
It was a dead ball foul, Ron. They dropped that one real late. That was well after the play was completed. I think Yates will accept that without too much complaint.
Dead ball foul with a personal foul. The yardage will stand. That was made, and then the penalty stepped off, and the penalty has pushed the ball all the way out to the 21-yard line. So put an asterisk by that one, Craig Roberts. 6-0, Lake Highlands leading. They had the ball down around the 6-yard line, and 15 yards has been stepped off against them. And this time, a pro set as Hurst goes back in the pocket, screen right up the middle. Redding going to be hit at the line of scrimmage as he will cross inside the 20. Nice play, Lawrence Kimball, the middle linebacker, staying at home. And we have another marker down on the field, and one of the Yates players gesturing as though it is against the lines. So in a ball game that has been penalty-free for the most part, now we have a dead ball foul, personal foul against Yates High School. So to complete my thought, in a ball game that has had very few penalties, all of a sudden we have had flags all over the field. We had no major penalties in the first half, no 15-yard varieties.
It's been a very well played game, really. Fundamentally, it's been an excellent game.
Ball has been spotted down at the 9-yard line, so it's 3rd down and goal. Highlands coming to the line of scrimmage. Redding and Allen are the setbacks. They go wing to the left side. Pitch back, goes to the right side at the 5-yard line and down to the 4. 21 is Aaron Grant. Kenneth Samuels, who's a junior, one of the few juniors on this Yates ball club, making the tackle, and they will put it just outside the 4-yard line. Special teams coming on. It is 4th down and goal, 4.5 yards away, and the tee is being placed down at the 12-yard line. So Todd Shantz, who has 2 field goals so far in the ball game, will be attempting for the far hash mark, 22 yards. Highlands is leading 6-0. Ball is down, kick is up, and he's good again. So with 4 minutes and 26 seconds left to play in the 3rd period, Lake Highlands extends their lead 9-0. Greg?
Well, you know, all year long, Coach Joe Bob Johnson has said we live with defense and our kicking game. And you know, when you talk about a kicking game in high school, you say, come on, I mean, how can you live with that? You're seeing how they can live with it tonight.
What is that, 17 of 19 for him on the year?
Something like that. He has not kicked a number of chip shots, as it were, because they beat Tyler 17-14 in the second game of the playoffs, and he kicked one from 44 with only 10 seconds left, so he has felt the pressure. And of course, in a championship game, regardless of how much time is left, every one of them is a pressure kick, and he's 3 out of 3, and it doesn't get any better than that.
52 yards and 9 plays for Highlands. 9-0 our score. 4:26 to play in the 3rd period. Randolph Wilburn, one of the deep backs, along with 81 Jeffrey Fields. 5 Yates turnovers in the ball game, and so far that has been the big story. Because in total offense, Yates has 7 first downs, 131 yards, which is far below what they have been averaging. They've been close to 400 per ball game this year. But still, Highlands with only 112 yards in the game. But yet they have 9 points and the shutout lead. Line drive, kick up the middle, fumbled at the 30-yard line, and now will be recovered at the 30.
Well, I think at this point they just want to fall on it and make sure they don't make any more mistakes.
Sylvester Morgan is the man who fell on the ball, and I agree. I think he did the smart thing in recovering the football at the 30, not taking a chance on another turnover. So Thomas Ledet comes trotting on, and let's see what the Yates offense can get going.
Ledet, Ron, now is the leading passer in 5A in the state. He's passed for 106 yards so far. As far as HISD is concerned, he has a record going in as the best passer in terms of total yardage since Larry Foster of Booker, Washington back in '68.
From the 30, Ledet straight drop to throw. Going to have to hurry on this one. Drills the ball. It is intercepted. Now we're going to mark it. And it's going to be pass interference, I feel sure, against Lake Highlands. We'll get another look at it.
It was Evan Gatewood who made the interception, and the flag was dropped right after he made the catch off the tip.
Craig, watch the collision just prior to the football getting there. And there you see it, the pressure being applied. And the man who did the bumping was Alvin Redding, who is the left cornerback. Alvin is really upset, and in fact right now is being consoled by some of his teammates. It's going to be first down Yates, first down out at the 41.
For all things considered, the way things have been going, I think Yates deserved that one. They needed another turnover, like they need a, well, I just want to see him get something going. Come on, Lions. I don't have to be impartial, do I?
Pressure is on. Ball is delivered incomplete. Hogan was nearby in the area. Pressure being applied. 65, John Abbott, was the man who was after Ledet. Right now, Ledet, with what he has done so far, the 3rd all-time leading passer in the state of Texas in 5A. Four minutes and 12 seconds to play in the 3rd period. 2 wide receivers come out to the right side, and now the crowd down below coming to their feet, wanting to see Yates get something going. Pass is thrown long, and it is intercepted at the 16. That's Grant. Aaron Grant with the interception. And Craig, it appeared as though Keith Burnett got turned around and could not find the football. Well, he was in between 2 defensive backs. And as we look at it again, maybe we can get a better story right here.
Well, they had Burnett and G were both downfield.
Well, it's not just the fact that he got turned possibly the wrong way. The ball was thrown near to the sideline, well off its mark, and Burnett could do absolutely nothing. So Highlands will take over at the 16-yard line. Highlands leading 9-0, 4:04 to play, 3rd period.
Well, the Yates defense needs a big play here. If they could think turnover in this situation, they might nail Highlands deep in their own yards.
Running play will go for nothing as Reddick tries right guard. Stacked up in the middle of that defensive front. Chester Nichols, one of the first ones getting off the bottom of the stack. Also 61, Sebastian Harris. See, Aaron Grant has had a good ball game tonight. We have him unofficially. 4 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 interception. Kevin Grant, number 21 of the Lake Highlands Wildcats. Yates needs to work some defensive magic here and get that football back. Running play, sweep to the right side, and again they will string it out. Very short yardage is Lawrence Kimball from that middle linebacking spot. And again, Chester Nichols getting outside. And there's going to have to be some jersey repair for Alvin Redding. And for Lake Highlands, it will be 3rd down. And let's call it 9 yards to pick up the first down. They have to go just out across their own 27-yard line.
Patrick Brooks coming into the game now for Yates on defense. And coming out of the game is Chester Nichols, who, along with Kimball, managed to stack up that last play.
Aaron Grant comes into the ball game for Alvin Redding. This is Brown in motion. Inside handoff. Jay Allen crossing the 20-yard line, and Highlands will have to kick the football. They will have to give it up. So again, the Yates defensive unit doing a fine job in stopping the Highlands offense. And now Coach Luther Booker's got to find some magic to get that offensive unit going.
Well, if they get any kind of a break here, perhaps a short kick, let's say he kicks the heck out of it like he has been with one exception, maybe they can break a return. They really haven't had much chance to return anything in the kicks or the punt department. 2:40 to go now in this quarter. 9-0. The kick's relatively short.
Off the side of his foot, or did they get a piece of it? Very short, and they're going to spot the ball down at the 41-yard line. The Highlands 41, only 27 yards in the kick.
These are the cowboys of France. As they drive the wild horses of the Camargue region to pasture, they share the hard work. Later, they'll share some wine, the wonderful country wine of France. And now you can share it too. For Partagé French country wine is here. Partagé white tastes light and dry. Partagé red is a soft red with a fresh bouquet. Partagé. In France, it means to share.
I tell everybody, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. But you know who washes more hands than anybody around here? Me. Before the salad, after the salad. Before the pie crust, after the pie crust. My hands began to feel like pie crust to me. Actually, the pie crust felt better. But how am I supposed to use lotion now? Well, I found something absolutely marvelous and brand new. Rejoice. It cleans without soap and smooths without lotion. No soap ever left my hands feeling as clean, because Rejoice rinses cleaner than any soap. And Rejoice has some special wonderful conditioners that make my hands feel smooth and soft right away, so I can keep my lotion for later. George and the kids like it too. I've tried bar soaps, even liquid soaps, but now I know what soap should have been in the first place. Rejoice.
Cleans without soap, smooths without lotion. Rejoice, new from Procter & Gamble.
It's what soap should have been in the first place.
This Christmas, give diamonds from B. Bullet Fine Jewelers for 3 great convenient Houston locations to serve you. Give diamond earrings, 14-karat yellow gold, 1/4 karat total weight diamond earrings, regular $375, now just $189. The 1/3 karat total diamond earrings in 14-karat gold mountings, regular $475, only $299. And 1/2 carat of diamonds in 14-karat gold in diamond earrings, regular $1,000, only $599 at B. Bullet Fine Jewelers.
Highlands got 3 points in the first period, 3 in the second, and now 3 here in the third. We have 2:35 left to play in the third as Thomas Ledette comes trotting on the field. We'll get you some individual stats in Thomas Ledette in just a second. They want to get turnover out of their vocabulary in the closing moments of this 5A championship game, because so far the Lions have been plagued and plagued severely with it, and that has been the story. Running play, hit very hard at the line of scrimmage. Artie Mitchell could go nowhere as he really got whacked hard. 61, Eric Whited, the right defensive tackle, was the man who came across and made the initial contact and got a lot of help from his friends, as Wilburn will check in the ball game. Jeffrey Fields will come out. Second down to 10, Yates. 2 wide receivers to the right side, 1 out to the left. Ledette deep over the middle, ball off the fingertips of Keith Burnett at the 10-yard line, and he would have gone for 6 points, and he couldn't hold on.
Ball was overthrown just a bit, but you're right, Burnett was all by his lonesome. He'd have gone for 6 easily on that one.
6 of 11 on the night for Thomas Ledette for 106 yards and 2 interceptions. And 4 fumbles for the Jack Yates Lions, and a total of 6 turnovers in the ball game.
Jeffrey Fields now coming back in as Wilburn comes out. And boy, you don't lose much speed there. As a matter of fact, when Fields comes in, you get a whole lot more speed in there.
Third down and 10. Same offensive alignment. 2 wide receivers right, 1 out to the left. Blitz is on this time by Highlands. Ledette will have to hurry. He's going to be sacked. Shots the kicker And also the left side linebacker comes in on the blitz and makes the sack. And Yates will have to kick the football.
No, the interior of the offensive line picked up the blitz fairly well, but the outside men got through with no problem, and Chance is having himself quite a night. He's accounted for the all 9 points and has made a couple of nice defensive plays.
Here's Davis's kick. Fair catch is made at the 21. So with 1 minute and 10 seconds to play in the third period, our score, the 5A championship for the state of Texas, is the Lake Highlands Wildcats 9 and the Yates Lions nothing. 30 yards in the kick by Davis. There's a marker down at the 48. Yates is applauding, and we have got a holding call against Highlands. Penalty against Highlands, and the officials are still conferring. Of where the ball is going to be spotted down, they are taking it down to the 41. The offensive unit of Jack Yates is coming back on the field. Special teams coming off. Down at 10 as the penalty moves the ball down to the 42-yard line of Highlands. Now the special teams have come off, and the offensive unit has come back on for Yates. And Craig, it would appear they're going to go for it with a 4th down at 10 with 70 seconds left in the third period. Crowd down below coming to their feet, and across the way to the Lake Highlands side, the same. Ledette deep in the pocket on 4th down and 10. Scrambling around, looking, now wants to run. Delivers the ball. It is intercepted. That's Aaron Grant at the 50 down the near sideline, and he is going to score. Touchdown, Lake Highlands. 59 yards. Is being mobbed in the end zone by his teammates. He's the young fellow that we were talking about a while ago, who has had a really fine ball game. Ledette, for all he is worth, trying to get away from the pursuit of those interior linemen, delivered the ball, and Grant played off the ball until the last moment. Keith Burnett did not see the defensive back coming up, and he is going to take it 59 yards for the touchdown. 15-0. Lake Highlands on top. Extra point attempt by Shanks. Ball is down. The kick is up, and it's good. So with 53 seconds left in the third period, Highlands with a 16-0 lead. Craig Roberts?
I'm stunned. He had a lot of time. Grant, in addition to obviously being the hero of the moment, was one of the guys responsible for Ledette not being able to throw any earlier than he did, because he had Burnett covered, and Ledette was looking for everyone else, and everyone else was covered, and he finally let it go. And just the rush that he got, just as he was releasing the ball, a hand went up, and you saw the bottom of the ball kind of come up, and it sort of waffled out there. He didn't have a lot on it, and Grant stepped in and went 59 for the score, and it's 16-0. 53 seconds left in the third.
Craig, that is 7 turnovers in the ball game for Yates High School.
Well, you can run up 300, 400, 500 yards of total offense, and with that number of turnovers, you're going to get hurt. And the Lions have that many turnovers with only 121 yards of total offense.
Now they're saying on the scoreboard they're giving him officially 66 yards. We had him for 59, so we'll check with the official statistician. I have to tell you this, for those of you watching the ball game, with 53 seconds left in the third and still the fourth period yet to play, With the offense that Yates has, if they get things going, hang on, because 16 points is absolutely nothing for them. We told you earlier that they had scored 40-plus in 7 of their last 10 ball games. So far, the magic has not worked tonight, but who's to say in the 4th period that they can't get things going again? Short kickoff, taken at the 35, and they will come back to the 41.
You know, coming into this game, Ron, before this game started, there was an incredible statistic. It was something like Yates had scored 95 points in their last 96 minutes of play. So, yes, what you were saying, they are certainly able to, or capable of scoring if they can get more than 2 or 3 plays in a row and string more than 1 or 2 first downs in a row. So far, they haven't been able to do it, not because Lake Highlands' defense is all that great, although it certainly is very good. They just have put the ball on the ground or thrown interceptions.
Sylvester Morgan on the return for Yates. Ledet back in the pocket and first down. Throws the ball. It is off the fingertips of his receiver at the 45-yard line.
Looking for Jeffrey Fields on that one. And Fields was in traffic. He threw into double coverage there as Thomas Jefferson was back, along with...
That's 22, Alvin Redding. Again, we're mentioning names on both offense and defense. Lake Highlands with a number of players that go both ways. Redding is one of those. Aaron Grant, who now has a fumble recovery and an interception. The last one for the touchdown. Also playing an offense. Ledet on 2nd and 10. Scrambling to his right. Drills the ball short and incomplete. Great pressure being applied that time. 65. It's John Abbott coming from his left defensive tackle spot.
Big John, you got a pretty good idea of John's speed. Excuse me, Ledet wasn't exactly pulling away from him when he let that one go. And Abbott's a good-sized fellow, too. He's a 207, and once again, Ron, you and I suppose, especially you, used to covering professional football, and talking in terms of 230, 240, 250 is rather commonplace. But for a high school team, both of these teams are very big teams, all things considered. I'd mentioned at the outset that Yates' offensive line goes 226. The defensive front of Lake Highlands at about 220. So both teams are big.
Timeout is called right now. Both teams have gone to the sidelines. The new rule allowing the clubs to go over and talk with their coaching staffs, and the officials, as you can see, right in the middle of the field, looking rather lonesome right now as the Yates offensive huddle has broken and they're coming back out. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. 35 seconds left in the 3rd period. 16-0. Lake Highlands on top.
No, Ron, I think we should really compliment the officials. You pointed out a couple of times the game has been very well played. There have been a couple of calls that could have been controversial, but both benches seem to agree the game is very much in control by the officials working tonight, and they're under a great deal of pressure working a 5A championship game.
You have to respect the 2 coaching staffs for not mouthing at the officials, saying, hey, that's not the way we're going to lose the state championship game. Ledet on 3rd down and 10. Pass over the middle is caught and out blocked. Fields couldn't hold on to the ball at the 43. As Ledet tried to throw the short pass over the middle, Jeffrey Fields was open, had it in his hands, juggled it for a moment, and couldn't hold on. So Davis will have to come on and kick. Ronald Davis, 5'9", 160-pound senior. Driving spiral is going to bound at the 30, now inside the 25, and I think the ball touched one of the Yates players as the marker has been thrown down by the official. Not the yellow flag, but the marker on the field at the 30. So Highlands will take over 70 yards away. And the Yates defensive team comes on. 18 seconds to play in this 3rd period. 29 yards in the kick. Is it going to have to be the Yates defense that is going to have to get things going as far as getting something into the end zone, Craig Roberts?
Yeah, you're right at this point. Certainly, you get the feeling that it's getting late, but once again, we still have an entire quarter to play.
2 tight ends, dead T in the backfield. Brown comes in motion. The pitch back, Redding, sweep to the near sideline, gets a block and crosses the 435. Now to the 45 and on the near sideline. They stepped out of bounds back at the 46 of Yates.
Well, you said he got a block, and he sure did. There's a flag down on the play, and we'll see what that's all about. The block that sprung him was thrown by his fullback, Jay Allen. And they're bringing it back, so it obviously goes against Lake Highlands, and it does, as you see the call, holding, offensive holding against Lake Highlands with only 9 seconds left in the third quarter, 16-0 in favor of the Wildcats from Richardson, Texas. 3 field goals out of Todd Chance, and then the very long interception for the touchdown in this quarter by Aaron Grant.
When you come down to a championship game like this, Yates with 7 turnovers, and Lake Highlands has a goose egg in that department. No fumble turnovers and no interceptions. How many times have they thrown the ball tonight? 3 for 5 for 34 yards. They were averaging about 8 passes per ball game coming into this. Again, 2 tight ends. Brown comes in motion. The inside handoff, the big fullback, Jay Allen. Boy, he gets wrecked up hard as he goes at right guard. 61, Sebastian Harris is the man who followed him with the shoulder-high hit. And with that, the end of the third period. So as we head to the final 15, there's a timeout on the field, and our score remains Lake Highlands 16 and Yates nothing. Back with more in just a moment.
It's Sage's after Thanksgiving sale with Van Heusen men's dress shirts just $8.99 and Remington triple head electric shavers only $18.27. All Sage departments open Sunday.
Christmas is coming.
The magic of Christmas fills the music hall as Theater Under the Stars presents Scrooge.
That's me, in a jazzy new production with entertainment for kids of all ages, with music and dancing and lots of special effects, and of course, all my friends from the Dickens story.
That's the ghost of Christmas who teaches Scrooge a thing or two about happiness. Join us this week at the music hall and bring the entire family. For tickets, call 222-4461.
I'm John McNichol. I was born in this part of the country. I went to school, married, began my career, and had a drinking problem, all here in the West. I needed help. I called Raleigh Hills Hospital. They've been successfully treating people like me with an alcohol problem since 1942. If you need help to stop drinking, call Raleigh Hills. They have a program that works.
Call Raleigh Hills Hospital in Houston at 713-644-2241.
Excuse me, do you have anything for chronic procrastination?
If it's last-minute Christmas shopping, Eckerd's the place.
Eckerd?
Sure. Who's left on your list?
My mother, my mother-in-law, my father.
No problem. Eckerd still has lots of cosmetics, fragrance, gift sets.
Oh, great. My brother and brother-in-law?
Radios, appliances, cameras, and more.
Kids, nephews, nieces?
Plenty of toys, games, and candy.
Oh, thanks. I resolve never to put off anything again, starting tomorrow. Maybe I'll start next Monday.
Christmas is closer than you think. So's Eckerd.
We begin the fourth quarter. Lake Highlands Wildcats moving left to right, and they own a 16-0 lead. Once again with a play-by-play, here's Ron Franklin.
This time they go to their pro set with a 2nd down and 13. Hurst delivers the ball incomplete, intended for Brown up around the 40. It's Anthony Thomas. Check it, Ronald Davis, who made the hit on him across the way. The amazing thing in looking at this, I wonder, I know the Yates fans have not been entertained here tonight, down 16-0, but in total offense, Craig, if somebody had told you coming in that Yates would have 121 yards going into the fourth period and that Lake Highlands would have only 120, you'd have sat there and argued with them all day long. But
yeah, I'd have said the 121 going into the second period, perhaps, but not
exactly
the fourth.
Right. 241 yards is all that has been generated as these two defensive units have played awfully good football here tonight. Pitch back goes to Redding, turning the corner to the left side, crosses the 30, and will be pushed out of bounds across the way.
This type of offense, obviously, there's a great deal of blocking done by either the fullback, the wingback, the tailback, whoever is not carrying the ball. And the last couple of times that the Wildcats have had the ball, Jay Allen has done a heck of a job of blocking for them.
John Carroll Jr. coming from his secondary spot to make the tackle for Yates. And it's going to be 4th down at about 12.
You know, they've really taken away any kind of return game, kick or punt that Yates has tried to come up with. A short kick, I think, every kickoff. and really haven't given him much to do in the punting area either.
Here's Schanz's kick. Spiral is going to bound inside the 30-yard line. Has been picked up by Fields, and he's going to be mobbed at the 26.
Well, he who hesitates is lost, and I think Jeffrey was trying to figure out what exactly he was going to do with that thing once it got in his arms, and by the time he did that, the Wildcats had that play covered.
45 yards of the kick, and a player is down in the field for Lake Highlands. So we'll hold it right here. 11 minutes, 36 seconds to play in the 5A championship for the state of Texas. Yates trailing Lake Highlands 16-0. Leading ground gainer in the ball game is Jay Allen. 14 attempts, 51 yards. And a player who is down, we cannot get his number. The trainer is bending over the top of him and attending to it, and we're unable to pick it up. Great crowd on hand here at the Astrodome in Houston tonight as we look at the Highlands bench across the way and then the Yates bench in the near sideline.
I was looking over some of the stats, and we had talked about it earlier, Ron, as far as the fact that Yates, over the year, as the player who was injured for Lake Highland comes off the field. It was Calvin Henry, defensive back. Well, I'll continue what I was going to say. I was talking about the fact that they've really balanced the run against the pass nicely during the course of the year, and we'll see how nicely they do it in this quarter because they need to do it.
Ledet, deep drop, drills the ball, caught at the 38-yard line. No, and they say he caught it out of bounds. Jeffrey Fields, and that would have been his first catch of the night, right, Craig?
Yes, you're right. Jeffrey has not yet caught a pass. Most of the action, G has 1 reception, and Burnett has 5, I think.
So the catch made out of bounds. It's going to be a second down and 10. Yates with 4 fumbles and 3 pass interceptions for the total of 7. And right now in total offense, though, 121 yards apiece. 121 Yates, 121 Lake Highlands. With the score 16-0. The Wildcats on top. Ledet on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw again. Drills it over the middle. Caught at the 45. At the 50. He's off to the races. And Yates is on the scoreboard. 10-5 touchdown. Sylvester Morgan. 73 yards.
It was Randolph Wilburn, 99, Ron.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. It was Randolph Wilburn who caught the pass over the middle. We thought it was 89, Sylvester Morgan. And what a great job of running once he got into the open field. In fact, breaking tackles at the 45 and taking it in for the touchdown, Randolph Wilburn. And we have him unofficially 73 yards in the touchdown.
We told you they could do it in a hurry. That didn't take long.
Lemuel Mouton to attempt the extra point at the 10. It is a fake. Wilburn to the right side, hit at the 2-yard line, and he will not get in. Randolph Wilburn, the man who caught the touchdown pass just a moment ago, took the pitch from the holder and went to the right side. He pumped once as though he might throw the ball and then tried to take it in. And an alert Highlands special teams unit made the tackle at the 2. But all of a sudden, this side of the Astrodome, Craig, that has been very quiet on the night, is up on their feet and they are making noise and waving those pom-poms.
Well, after a big up on the board, they're saying a 74-yard touchdown pass to Wilburn. You wonder, on the 2-point attempt, they go right back to him. He hardly had time to catch his breath. He didn't have a whole lot of room to operate on that right side, and he did make the one pump as if he was going to pass. But I think that was run all the way, as they really didn't have anybody that he could throw to on that right side. So it's 16-6, and we've still got 11-18 to go.
Randolph Wilburn. For a moment there, I thought it was 89, Sylvester Morgan. So we gave him a little credit also, and I'm sure he was jumping up and down on the sideline, but it was Wilburn who did a great job over the middle catching the ball. 3 different people from Lake Highlands had a shot at him, and he bounced off those tackles. Yates lining up at the 40-yard line, and Lake Highlands looking for the onside kick. If they have 9 men in between the 40 and the 50-yard line. 16-6 our score. 11-18 to play in the ball game.
Patrick Brooks will kick it away here. And you're right, boy, Lake Highlands, they got the tanks and the personnel carriers up in the front line.
And he's going to kick it away. It is going to be taken at the 15, back to the 20, 25. Thomas Jefferson out to the 29-yard line. And now that Yates defense is going to have to turn things around and get the football back. Boy, it has to give the offensive unit so much of a lift after laboring through 3 quarters of play and 7 turnovers. And now they hit the big strike. They have said officially 74 yards of the pass play from Ledet to Wilbur. 2-point attempt was no good. Look at that defensive unit at the line of scrimmage. They are trying to get them fired up.
Boy, the crowd's really on its feet on the Yates side of the stadium. They are ready. And boy, were they right for that touchdown.
2 tight ends inside, handoff. Allen goes at left tackle out to the 34. Down on the bottom, 63, Anthony Lee. 185-pound junior, the right defensive end, is the man who makes the tackle for Yates.
He's played an excellent game, Ron, and he's not, as we pointed out, one of the bigger guys in there at 185, but boy, he has got excellent reflexes.
Carnegus, the center, comes out over the football, and the noise level has increased considerably. Over 40,000 here at the Dome tonight. Option play. The pitchback going to Reddick. Turns the corner at the 40 and steps out of bounds as 2 markers go down. And we're going to have a clip, I believe, against Lake Highlands. The first down had been picked up across the way by Reddick.
I believe it's going to go against Jay Allen, who threw the block. The fullback threw the block, but he threw it behind one of the defenders. And that's it. A call for the clip. Well, this is the kind of thing that can really turn it around, and I know that's trite and everything, but and of course,
no, but what you're
really
saying is exactly right, because with Yates hitting on the 74-yard touchdown pass just a moment ago, they have so many burners on the outside. They have so many different people who can burn you and burn you in a hurry. Lake Highlands picking up their 7th penalty of the ball game now for a total of 60 yards. And that one will put an asterisk by, because instead of having the first down on around their own 45, right now they're confronted with a 2nd down and about 14.5 yards to get it.
Tell me that touchdown interception by Grant doesn't look big at this point.
This time Highlands comes out on a pro set. Wide receiver to either side in the split backfield, and Hurst rolling to his right. Pressure is on, and he's tripped up.
What a great play.
51. Chester Nichols. Chester Nichols reached up and grabbed him by the ankle. He is down to the 25, and it's going to be 3rd down and 15 yards for Highlands.
And we've still got 10 minutes to go.
16-6 our score. Highlands on top in the 4th period as we are about to go under the 10-minute mark. The 5A championship of the state of Texas. And you have to wonder if momentum is turning in this football game. If Yates holds him right here, I can promise you it has. 4-3 defense, play action by Hurst. Looking, drills the ball into the middle. It is caught up at the 45, and a huge first down for Lake Highlands.
Ted Kopinski's first reception of the day, of the evening rather, and it was rather large to say the least. Here's another look at it. They went play action. This kid doesn't throw the ball that much, Ron, but he doesn't do a bad job of it. He's been pretty much on the money all night when he has thrown.
Boy, the Yates defense, as we said, could really have turned things totally in their direction. And Lake Highlands coming with the play-action pass, and Kopinski on the receiving end. Ted Kopinski. He's a senior, 205 pounds. And the official attendance tonight up on the board, and we'll give it to you in just a moment. Again, running play, cracked hard at the line of scrimmage. Sebastian Harris, 61, is the man who is there to hit Jay Allen and knock him down after a gain of only about 1. 37,727. Both of these schools to be congratulated on the seasons that they've had just to make it to the final 2 in 5A football in the entire state. How many clubs started?
278.
Wing to the right side. That's Brown in motion. Pitch back, goes to Redding. Good defensive work on the outside, and he's going to be dropped for the loss.
Kenneth Samuels played off that block like crazy. That was a great defensive play. Here's another look at it. Now watch 53 in the white.
Shane playing off the blocker right there and making a picture-perfect tackle as the ball carrier also had tripped on his blocker. And then he got knocked down at the 44. And for Lake Highlands, again, Greg, they're going to have to come up with a very big third down conversion. It is third down and 13. Again, we look at tonight's attendance. 37-727. Wing to the right side, option play. Redding gets the pitch. He's going to be nailed at the 45.
Once again, Anthony Thomas came up and turned that play in. That's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation. And, you know, the discipline of the Yates defense has really come up very large tonight. They have really stayed at home.
Also, Stephen Baker, number 67, playing awfully tough on that one. And it's kicking time for Lake Highlands. 7 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the ball game, and Yates is down by 10, 16-6. Todd Shafts, he does everything. He plays defense, plays offense, he punts, and he also plays kicks. He is back in deep punt formation. Pressure is on by Yates. Gets a driving spiral away. It's going to bound inside the 15, still in the field of play, and has been touched dead at the 6-yard line.
Well, I think the Lions have seen enough of Mr. Shantz. He has come up with a couple of very big defensive plays, kicked 3 field goals, and that's the second time he's put him in the hole with a great punt, this time 46 yards.
Looking for savings? At Gemco, our aim is to give our members the lowest prices.
Take a look at the Vivitar 815 Pocket Camera Kit. Just point and shoot. Features built-in electronic flash with normal and telephoto lenses, and it's only $39.96. All May eyeshadow kits make colorful stocking stuffers. Choose from 4 color combinations, gold value priced at just $287.
Join in the savings. At Gemco, our aim is to give our members the lowest prices.
Gentle elves, we've been in business almost 2,000 years now, and our product line is getting a little stale.
Right, I see.
The public wants something new and fresh, something that'll have everyone talking.
Just what we thought, S.C. We'll have them talking.
A telephone for Christmas. Has a nice ring to it. Make me 12 million.
Sure, we can pick them up. Oh, I mean, make them up in no time.
For a gift that really communicates, try your GTE phone mart.
Much of the English countryside has looked the same for centuries, for we English honor tradition. And part of our tradition is our love of the rose. Nothing expresses that love as well as Royal Albert English bone china. Royal Albert is the world's favorite. Pick your roses from our bouquet of Royal Albert bone china patterns, all at lovely savings.
A great gift idea from Foley's.
Mary?
Uh-huh.
Wanna go together?
Sure, Bob, if you give me an engraved invitation.
How come you never call me?
How come you never gave me your number?
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
When you want to put your feelings into words, Spidell gives you a place to put them.
Wow, I guess you really do.
Spidell Idents from $7.95.
Well, Yates is going to have to get something going in a hurry here. Down by 10 points, and I say in a hurry. All of a sudden, we're under 7 minutes. 6:59 to play, and Ledet, way back in his own end zone, drills the ball out. It is a screen pass and dropped at the 5-yard line.
Ooh, they had it set up, too.
Oh,
they had 2 men out in front of him in good position.
They had taken everybody down deep and had set up the screen in the near sideline, and Artie Mitchell would like to dig a hole right now. The fine little running back, the 170-pound senior, had 3 blockers in front, and Craig, there's no telling how far that one might have gone.
No, and Artie's got good speed, too. That's really a shame. It was thrown just a bit high. Had it been thrown, had it been thrown a little bit lower, I think he would have been gone.
They might still be out there blocking on Merworth. Pass is dropped. It's going to be a 2nd down and 10.
They've got Wilburn back in there now as Jeffrey Fields comes off.
From the 8-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Ledette, one step in his own end zone. Pass is overthrown. It's going to be a 3rd down and 10.
He's looking for Rayfield Gee, and there's no doubt about that when he just overthrew it. They're getting a little frustrated at this point, and I'm not so sure they aren't finally a little impatient, Ron.
Well, the screen pass that they had set up a moment ago, which the coaches had sent in, Jeffrey Fields comes sprinting on with a play for the bench, and we'll see what Luther Booker has come up with on this 3rd down and 10. Boy, that one left him still in the hole. Set up beautifully, but the pass was dropped, and now it is 3rd down and 10. Ledette dropping again, one step deep in his end zone, has been tackled at the 1-yard line. He is not in the end zone, about a half step out. About 2 feet from being a safety for Lake Highlands, and Yates will have to punt.
Well, there were a couple of guys in on that one as far as Lake Highlands is concerned. John Abbott was there, as he has been on a number of occasions this evening. And boy, that's as close as you can get to a safety.
Keep the glasses on this one, as Davis is going to have to get this one off in a hurry. End over end kick is going to bound at the 30, and now takes a Yates roll out over the 35 and out to around the 40-yard line.
Not good, but it could have been a whole lot worse. Not too bad.
Well, I'm sure the Highlands coaches are saying, you know, catching the ball there, and they'd have saved themselves about 10-12 yards. 37 yards in the kick by Ronald Davis. 16-6 our scores. 6:01 to play, and Lake Highlands with a couple of first downs here, and they are moving a big step closer to the 5A championship of 1981. Yates has but 1 timeout left in the ball game. Ledette in the night, 7 of 18 for 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 179 yards. At wing set, and the pitch back goes to the left-hand side. Good containment by Yates, and now he gets outside and picks up a couple of yards. 18 of the tackle, it's Ronald Davis, the youngster who kicked the ball just a moment ago. Also, Anthony Thomas was out there. Wendell Yancey, the ball carrier, takes it inside the 35 to the 33. For a moment there, it looked as though, Craig, that the containment to the outside was going to be good and they would hold it up for no gain. But he winds up with a pickup of 6 yards in the play, and 2nd down and about 4.
Yeah, things get a whole lot easier for you when you're 2nd and 4 as opposed to 2nd and 7 or 8 when you're trying to run out the clock.
Brown comes in motion, counter play inside. They will have the first down inside the 30-yard line to the 28 as Jay Allen, the ball carrier. 61, Sebastian Harris, one of the first ones there for Yates. Clock is down to 5 minutes, 48 seconds, and as the chain moves, they will whistle it back in. Now 5:45, 5:44, 16-6. Lake Highlands leading Yates. Who is wing to the right. He gets the pitch out. Same play they ran just a couple of plays ago, and he's going to be stopped this time at the line of scrimmage. Gilmore, one of the first ones there. Also Eric Thompson, number 68. Lake Highlands right now very content to keep it on the ground, try to stay away from the sideline, stopping the clock, and just let it roll.
Well, this is their kind of game, as we've pointed out more than a couple of times, I guess. But it's ball control, and they're doing it. This is exactly what they want, exactly the situation they want to be in, with a 10-point lead and only 4.5 minutes left in the football game.
Steve Hurst goes under center, using up every second on that clock. Again, the 2 tight ends at dead T backfield. Reddick, the ball carrier, goes to the right side inside the 25-yard line. Lawrence Kimball, 66, 26 on the tackle for Yates, and they'll spot it down just inside the 25. It's going to be 3rd down and 8.
And of course, you always have Mr. Shantz, who's awaiting yet another call. They could get a few more yards here, and it wouldn't hurt his chances for kicking another one.
Power right to the right side, this time again with the 2 tight ends. Handoff goes. Grant, right side, down close to the 20-yard line, and it'll be 4th down at Lake Highlands. And let's see if Shantz comes off the bench. He's already kicked 3 tonight.
Here he comes. He's got the tee in hand. 32 comes on. He's had a heck of a game.
Well, from the line of scrimmage, which is the 20, and a 7-yard drop, it's going to be from in the vicinity of 36, 37 yards. It will be from just outside the 26, so we'll call it a 37-yard attempt. Highlands leading 16-6 with 3:15 to play in the state championship, Class 5A. Good pass. You can see the ball is down, kick plenty of distance, and he's good again. Shantz is 4 of 4 in the night.
It's Sage's holiday sale. Kodak Colorburst 350 instant camera with built-in flash, only $49.88 with $10 factory rebate. Sage opens Sunday till 9:30.
Look, there's Linda Carter.
And I've got something terrific for your nails. The smooth, professional look of a salon manicure is captured in a bottle. Maybelline Manicure Nail Color. Professional manicurists help develop it. Each fashion color has a base and glossy sealer built right in. That's why it goes on this smooth, gleaming, and tough. The smooth, professional look of a salon manicure is captured in a bottle. Maybelline Manicure Nail Color.
Mary?
Uh-huh.
Wanna go together?
Sure, Bob, if you give me an engraved invitation.
How come you never call me? How come you never gave me your number?
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
When you want to put your feelings into words,
Yes, I do.
Spidell gives you a place to put them.
Wow. I guess you really do.
Spidell Idents from $7.95.
Coming into this one, and for Yates, 13-1.
Boy, that's a long haul. I remember when I played high school football, we played all of 9 games, and that seemed like we played for 7 or 8 months.
These kids started back in the heat of Texas summer, back in late August, got their season underway in early September, and now here we are in the 3rd week of December.
Well, you know, it's funny, and coming into this one, Yates's basketball team had already played 14 or 15 games. That's how deep we are into the basketball season.
They still haven't been beaten either, have
No. Well, of course, they're playing tonight, so when this is seen, that may or may not be the case. But I mean, they're 15 games into the basketball season, and their football players are still working.
Kick is going to go to the left side and will go on a bounds. Kick is still spiraling down at the 20-yard line, but it had gone across the sideline, and the marker is thrown. So Shantz will kick again, this time from the 35. Or you could look for that secondary for Lake Highlands to drop off 20, 25 yards in this one to play a deep zone, as we have only 3:09 to play. And Lake Highlands leading by 13 points. The Yates Lion being taken down the sidelines here at the stadium. A lot of folks are headed for the exits and disappointed, I'm sure, for the Yates following. 7 of their last 10 ball games coming into this one, they had scored 40+ points, but turnovers tonight spell doom, as they have had 7 of them, 4 fumbles and 3 interceptions.
Well, they could use a good return here, but Lake Highlands isn't interested in that sort of thing happening, and they haven't been the entire game. They have given them nothing on the kick returns.
See if Shantz will kick it on the ground again. Highlands has gone with the line drive kicks to try to keep from the deep return. He kicks this one away. Line drive kick. Fields is running for the ball, and he's going to go down on one knee in the end zone.
Well, can't get it done one way, get it done the other way.
Well, if they had to vote on an MVP in this ball game, I think number 32 would jump right up in front of him.
Yeah.
Todd Chance. Some folks from up in the Lake Highlands area say Chance, but we were told Chance earlier in the week. But he does a little bit of everything. He starter on defense. He punts. He kicks off, kicks extra points and field goals. And also they list him on the depth chart as a running back, if need be. 212 pounds. He's a senior.
You sure about that? Joe Bob isn't going to win any prizes for innovative football, but he sure has a good team.
Yes, he does. Ledette back on first down. Throws the ball complete on the far sideline.
Keith Burnett on the reception. I think Burnett's got 6, Ron. I may have lost track somewhere, but he's got at least 6 receptions tonight.
We're going to look at him again. He's had a really fine ball game tonight. Keith Burnett, he's a senior, 185 pounds.
Burnett, along with Ledette and Jeffrey Fields, are all pretty good pals, and this week they said that they would like to attend the same school if possible. I imagine a few ears went up when that happened, but they said if they don't all end up going to the same college or university, they'll live with being split up.
2:27 left to play in the game. Highlands leading 19-6. Ledette drills this one over the middle, has it complete up at the 42, and now they say incomplete. The ball was trapped. Rayfield G, the intended receiver, up at the 42.
That stops the clock with 2:20 left in this one, and I think you could go out on a shaky limb, well, not so shaky limb, and say that the Wildcats of Richardson Lake Highlands are in excellent shape of going through undefeated.
Burnett is now 6 receptions, 101 yards in the night. 3rd down and 3 for Yates. Ledette straight drop. Boy, that secondary is so deep for Highlands. Pass is delivered and is caught at the 38. That's a nice catch at the near sideline. Keith Burnett again, number 7 in the night. He makes a diving stab at the 38. And it's a first down. We're going to look at it one more time.
Well, as you pointed out, the secondary is playing so far off the ball, they're willing to give this up. But that is a very nice effort. The guy has great hands and is going to make someone a very nice receiver in college. And he's a heck of a sprinter. He runs a quarter in something like 45.7. My car won't go that fast.
Ledette for the first down at the 38. Good protection again. Running to his right. Now it breaks down. Drills the ball. It is tipped in the air and has been intercepted. Wendell Yancey, number 23, makes the pick off of the tipped pass, and we'll look at it one more time. Turnover number 8 of the night for Yates High School. And a marker has been thrown, so erase what I've just said. There is no turnover on the play, as pass interference has been called. Pass tipped in the air. Sylvester Morgan, the intended receiver. Governor did it again. It's Randolph Wilburn. It's 99 instead of 89. So it's a first down, Yates. The ball now at the 42. 1:43 to play in the ball game. 19-6. Highlands on top. Ledette stepping up, and he's going to go long, looking for Wilburn, and the ball is tipped away. 27, Calvin Henry, playing on the deep pass, and he just got underneath it and tipped it away. And Craig, we need to say one of the sad things about tonight's ball game, something that will go unnoticed because of the 19-6 score with 1:37 left to play. This Yates defense has played a good ball game tonight. They have not allowed a touchdown for the opposition.
You're right, the field goals and the interception, and that was it.
The interception for the touchdown, which they gave officially 74 yards to Grant. But the defense did not allow a touchdown by Lake Highlands tonight. Ledette on second down, throwing complete. The 40-yard line and inside the 40, Keith Burnett again. 1:28 to play in the ball game.
Well, given the fact that the defense is playing off the ball, that's still a good effort, because in that particular case, it didn't make any difference. They were not playing off Burnett because he threw that ball into double coverage.
So Yates Still plugging away on offense. 1:15 to play in the ball game. Ledet deep in the pocket, looking, still looking, drills the ball over the middle. It is tipped and incomplete at the 26.
Rayfield G was the intended receiver. He got the hands on it. It was thrown a little high, and he heard footsteps also. There's a flag on the play, and Yates is clapping, so something has happened in their favor. Interference called against Lake Highlands with 1:07 left.
Lake Highlands coach is scrambling on the far sideline, trying to get a jersey changed over there, and also instructions to their defensive unit. Pass interference called against Highlands. First down to Yates. The new line of scrimmage is the Highlands 36. And we have 1:07 to play. Looking, delivers the ball, has a man, complete at the 15-yard line, and did he get out of bounds? No, sir.
Jeffrey Fields' first catch of the evening, and that...
They'll stop the clock because of moving the chains as we look at it one more time, and all of a sudden the ball is inside the 15.
Trouble is there's only 59 seconds left. Fields tried to get out of bounds, but he was hit, as you see, just as he made the catch, and they had two guys on him, and he couldn't do it. Hogan comes out now for Yates.
Rayfield G goes wide to the right side, two receivers to the left. And Highlands secondary dropping off very, very deep again. Ledet, quick pop over the middle, caught and then dropped at the 6-yard line. Good hit by Thomas Jefferson, number 1.
Once again, it was Jeffrey Fields, the intended receiver. And you're right, Thomas Jefferson gave him a pretty good pop. That was his declaration of independence, so to speak, I guess.
35 seconds left in the ball game. Lake Highlands only 35 seconds away from going through the entire season undefeated. 15-0 to capture the Class 5A title against Yates High School of Houston. Ledet on second down, deep in the pocket, now scrambling to his right, pulling up, throws back over the middle, and is intercepted. Thomas Jefferson at the 14-yard line, and that will do it. Little Thomas Jefferson, the smallest guy on the field at 150 pounds, being congratulated by his teammates and a few high fives along the way. 26 seconds.
Here's another look at it. He's in trouble. There's no doubt about it. When you're down to 30 or 40 seconds, what you don't need is a scrambling situation. Good pressure put on, and Thomas Jefferson steps right in front of Rayfield G to make the interception.
That's his second interception of the night and 8 turnovers for Yates High School. So Yates statistically 14 first downs, 247 yards. Lake Highlands 11 first downs, only 172 yards. But they have taken advantage of the turnovers, and they are about to win the Class 5A championship.
We're inside 20 seconds now. Certainly congratulations in order to the fans of both schools. I believe Lake Highlands had 8 or 9 chartered jets that came down, as well as buses. Joe Bob Johnson about to win the 5A championship, and he knows it. He's having fun.
Look at that picture. 5 seconds, and now 4, and the clock is stopped. Timeout has been called. They'll stop it with 5 seconds. The crowd was counting it down. They're going to have to rehearse again. Looks like a few tears of joy over there. And on the near side of the field for Coach Booker and his staff, I'll tell you what, fellas, it has been a super fine year, and the city of Houston is proud of what Yates High School has done. The first HISD school to reach the Final 2, the Glamour 2 in the state of Texas in Class 5A since 1954. And that is some kind of doing, Craig. You know the caliber of football that is played in this state, and I'm sure the disappointment in the hearts of those youngsters down on the sideline is something that really hard to be measured. You can see it in their faces right now and in the coaching staff. But across the way, if we can get a shot of it, the Highlands team is beginning to mount their attack as they will come blitzing on the field in 5 seconds. Joe Bob Johnson and his ball club 15-0, and they will win the 5A title. Hurst will fall in the football, and that is all they will need as the clock
Once again, I would like to say it's been a heck of a year as you watch Joe Bob Johnson being carried and the fans come down. It's been a heck of a year for the Jack Yates people, and there is Coach Luther Booker shaking hands at midfield. That guy is a heck of a guy, and we have had fun covering that football team this year.
Coach Booker coming across the field to shake hands with Coach Johnson of Lake Highlands. Great sportsmanship on the part of both of these clubs tonight, and they are out right now shaking hands with one another. Pictures being taken. Pictures are going to last in the hearts for a long time, particularly for Lake Highlands. And Coach Johnson, like I said, a few tears of joy right there. I believe he's going to get a victory ride. Hurst, the quarterback for Lake Highlands. For Jack Yates High School, the 8 turnovers tonight, they're undoing. But I'll tell you, for guys like Thomas Ledette, Jeffrey Fields, Keith Burnett, Rayfield G, Mitchell, Warren, and the defensive kids who played such a great ball game tonight. And I said earlier, one of the shames of the ball game this evening is the fact that the defensive fellows, Harris, Kimball, Lee, Gilmore, Baker, boy, they played their hearts out tonight. Anthony Thomas had a great ball game. But the defensive unit came together. They did a good job. They did not allow an offensive touchdown tonight. The offensive unit just could not get things going. And the 8 turnovers, that was the difference. Craig Roberts, Channel 2 Sports has enjoyed being a part of this 5A championship tonight. Any closing thoughts as we head off the air?
Well, I think it's good to remember that it's still supposed to be fun. That's what it's all about. And I get the impression that both teams had some fun. There's some disappointments, certainly. And if winning wasn't what it was all about, they wouldn't spend all that money to put up scoreboards. But once again, congratulations to the Yates Lions. This whole week was their spirit week at the school. And I just think that if the city of Houston didn't know about Jack Yates High School before this tournament began, they certainly know now. And as you well know, Ron, a lot of newcomers to the area, they're going to know about Jack Yates High School too. And it's been fun, but there's the picture of disappointment. Obviously, it's there.
If we could get a shot in the middle of the field, I think this is most impressive to close out for 38,000 who came in here this evening. The huddle is just broken up, but the entire Highlands team were down on one knee and had a word of prayer to close out this 5A championship game tonight. And I think with that, a very fitting note that we will say goodnight. Thanks for being with us this evening for the 5A championship of the state of Texas. And our final score again, Lake Highlands 19 and the Yates Lions 6.
This has been recorded action of last night's State 5A Championship football game with Channel 2's Ron Franklin and Craig Roberts.
Permission to broadcast today's high school championship game was granted to Diamond Shamrock by the University Interscholastic League. No other broadcast, telecast, or rebroadcast of this origination is permitted without written authorization from Diamond Shamrock.
Stay with us for continuing sports this afternoon with NFL 81 at 2:30, followed by Oilers-Steelers football live at 3, all on Channel 2.
I'm Elvin McVeigh, defensive end for the Houston Oilers. On behalf of the entire Houston Oilers organization, we'd like to wish you and your family a very happy holiday season.